Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. Today is one that I'm really excited for because I've got an authenticated piece by the legendary Japanese streetwear brand Undercover. This is a brand that had been on my wish list for a really long time, and I finally found a piece that really spoke to me that I'm really excited about, and now we're gonna break it all down, all of the details with you guys, so let's get into it. But before we get going, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, or even if you don't, the videos are only going to get better. So even if you hate this one, you can subscribe and you'll like the future ones. I promise you, it doesn't cost you anything. Just check it out, click that button below, and I thank you dearly. So as always, we've got to start by taking a look at the retail tags that come with the piece. So the first thing you get is this glossy white piece of cardstock, and printed right in the middle there in bold black lettering, all caps, is attention. So I guess we got to pay attention, you guys. And interestingly, the attention that they talk about is this item can't be repaired for its special embroidered pattern. And then you've got some kind of care instructions, but I've never seen that first one before. Also, take a look at that spacing after the apostrophe there, because there's a lot of space on either side of it. And then you also get this long, somewhat glossy, also cardstock tag, same material as the other one. And in the middle of that is a kind of spray paint pattern with one drip coming down off the bottom right, and in there it says Undercover Co. Ltd. Again, take a look, there's a dot after the co and a comma, and they're right together, no spaces or anything there, and the L and the C are capitalized. And on the back of that, we've got all the really good info that we need. So these are printed on here. It's not a sticker or anything. It's actually printed onto the tag. You get a size, and this is size 4, so it's Japanese sizing. You get a model number, a color, in this case dark green. I'm not sure what the B is for personally. And then under quality, that's actually the fabrication. So 100% cotton, and the rib they also include, also 100% cotton. Then at the bottom, it looks like the retailer added this sticker, and it's got the same info there. Just make sure that matches up. That's always a good sign. And at the bottom, you've got, again, Undercover Co. Ltd. That's identical to the print on the other side. And then some symbols there, and no gods, no masters. I like that. Those are attached just with some black plastic here that goes through those, and then into a silver safety pin that just goes around the brand tag there. We've also got a tag from the retailer, which is always a good sign. It's not a must-have. Not every piece definitely will have this, but it's always good. Now we should take a look at that brand tag at the back of the neck. So this one is just your simple, like, embroidered jacquard tag, whatever you'd call it, fabric tag, and in white on there, on black, it says Undercover Co. Ltd. Again, all that spacing and lettering and such matches everywhere else we've seen it. There is a little bit of waviness there from just the stitching itself. And this is stitched in all 4 corners with single horizontal black stitches. And if you turn that over, it is still white on black, but there's kind of splotching around the letters, which is actually unlike anything I've ever seen on a brand tag before. So definitely keep an eye out for that and make sure that yours looks like that. And you can also see the ends of the tag kind of folded in there. Now let's take a look at the care tags inside the sweatshirt. So these would be on your left side if you're wearing the sweatshirt, and they're actually kind of upside down and backwards from how most care tags are. So we'll flip this around. And you can see that that is stitched in there, kind of double stitched in green, like cross stitches there. So that's interesting. And printed on there in a kind of light gray, you've got Undercover Co. Ltd., same as everywhere else we've seen it. Under that, Made in Japan, all caps. Then you get the model number, which is the same as we've seen everywhere else, and it should be. You get your numbered size, the Japanese size, so 4 here. Your fabrication in English, and then some washing symbols at the bottom. And as you can see, these are kind of glossy black plastic tags. And this one is a loop tag here. And when we turn it over, we get essentially that same information. So again, you've got that model number, which matches the size, fabrication, symbols, and Made in Japan at the bottom. This next tag is your care instructions in English, all left justified, all caps. This one's also a loop tag. And on the back of that, you've got what I'm assuming is the same info in Japanese. Now let's take a look at some of the unique details of this piece. So the collar is a nice tight kind of double layer ribbed cotton. And the cuffs are much thicker, I would say. And they have these nice kind of sporty yellow stripes going through, kind of mustard yellow. the hem appears to be that same weight and thickness. I love this little pocket here on your bottom left of the front. It's just this tiny little pocket just to hold a little something something. That's a kind of almost mesh. I think it's the same as the cotton here from the body, but it's going horizontally instead of vertically with those stitches. Now let's look at this embroidery on the back, because that is super striking. If you look inside of those, you can really see the texture of each stitch there going off, and it's kind of almost like brush strokes or something. They just go whichever way works for the piece. So these ones are kind of going off this way, these ones are going off this way, and then they get tighter in those smaller letters. Again, you get these kind of frills going off here, and then they turn into little kind of barbs at the end there. So really clean stuff, nothing out of place, nothing really messy there. And if we look to the inside, we can see how that was all done. There's no like leftover white guide stuff. There is some black though from the guide there, so that is okay to see. So now that we've checked everything out, let's try it on to see how it feels and see how it fits. So this piece, it's not stiff at all. It's super soft and kind of drapes off your body, which I really, really love. The inside of it is kind of a rougher terry cloth feel, but not to the point of being uncomfortable. It just kind of feels like the inside of your typical sweatshirt or hoodie. As for the sizing, I went with a size 4 because I've been really digging just the oversized fits lately. Some people say that it goes 1 and up starting with small, so 1 is small, 2 is medium, etc. I say that's BS. I say 1 is an extra small for most Japanese companies. So a 4 to me I would consider a large, and that feels about right to me as I'm wearing it. This size 4 does feel like a large. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake undercover. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.